What's going on, all my gamers and gamerettes out there? It is I, the gaming guru, playing games old and new to bring you the perfect review. So today I got to beta test Star Wars Battlefront, the long-awaited sequel to Battlefront 1 and 2 from the PS2. So let's go ahead and check this bad boy out and hope it does not disappoint me. Okay, so the first mode we're going to play is called Walker Assault, and based on the backdrop, looks like we're going to be on Hoth. And after reading it, we got to complete a series of missions to complete this mode. Okay, jumping straight into the game, I could already tell these graphics are beautiful. Everything around it's interactive. The backdrop is great. You see all the animations of the ship flying around, lasers shooting out in the sky. It looks awesome. I love the way they did Hoth. It feels like I'm on Hoth. That's what it feels like to me. I feel like I am on Hoth, dressed in Stormtrooper gear, trying to stop the rebels from their base. So the whole point of being part of the Stormtroopers is to stop the rebels from uplinking their satellites, and by any means necessary. Meaning we could pilot the TIE fighters, you could pilot the ATSTs, you could pilot the walkers also, which we'll get into a little more in depth in a little bit here. But from what I've been playing so far, this game is great. I love everything about it. There's so many people on them. There's 40 players on the map, and there's no slowing down at all. There's no lag. There's nothing going on that's wrong. It's amazing what they have done with this game. Okay, so we're going to run around a little bit here. And, looks like there's Luke Skywalker. It was at that point my Stormtrooper realized he fucked up. Maybe he shouldn't have dropped out of school. Maybe he should not have followed Vader's ruling. It's a little too late for that now. As I stared down the eyes of death, I knew my time was over. Goodbye. Okay, so let's get into the first vehicle I got to try out, and that's the AT-AT Walker. The biggest vehicle that you could control on Hoth. The only downside to this is you don't control the vehicle itself. It's on a rail, but you get to move the head. You can shoot lasers, missiles, and whatnot. I had a little fun with this walker. I just kind of thought he was moving a bit too slow, which I guess in the movie he walked that slow, so it kind of makes sense. But I did have fun with it. Okay, so the next vehicle we get to fly is the infamous TIE Fighter. Now, normally in video games, when you're flying a vehicle, it's very hard to control, very hard to maintain. However, Battlefront has seemed to have mastered the way you fly a vehicle. It reminds me of the controls in Battlefield. Even though Battlefield was a little harder to control, these controls are a lot smoother. I could maneuver my TIE Fighter perfectly. I could slow down. I could speed up. I could focus on my target. I could lock onto him, fire missiles, shoot my lasers, protect my teammates. What I like about this is that they give you enough control so you could actually literally fly down so low and hit soldiers and still be able to keep control of your TIE Fighter. I gotta say, I'm very impressed with these graphics, and I'm very impressed with the controls of the vehicle so far. You're looking at one happy camper. Okay, so the final vehicle I got to control was the AT-ST, which I actually had a lot more fun with than the AT-AT, only because with the AT-ST you had more control of the vehicle. You could move forward, you could go backwards, you could speed up, you could slow down, you could spin around the full 360. You have full control of the vehicle, which is awesome. It's a lot of fun, really. I got to shoot lasers, missiles. The vehicles do take damage, so eventually the soldiers do take them out. And the cool thing about this vehicle is there's no time limit. With the AT-AT, you have a time limit of how long you could be in the vehicle for it to kick you out. But with the AT-ST and the TIE Fighter, you don't have that limit. It's only until you get destroyed, which is cool. So if you're really good with the vehicle, you could be in it for a good amount of time, maybe even through the whole game. Another cool thing is there are a variety of power-ups, from vehicles to different special weapons, like this special mission I'm going to shoot out right now to take out an X-Wing. Boom. Goodbye, Rebel. Okay, so let's get down to it. I finally got to play a hero, which took me a long time to find. But boy oh boy, I was not disappointed when I got to control Luke Skywalker. He moves a little faster than the soldiers, of course. One thing is, they are not invincible. They can get hurt and they do die, so you got to be good with them. But he's pretty fast with the lightsaber. It's like an automatic lock-on. When he finds something, he just swings and he does the rest. You do have force powers, which I didn't get a chance to use. They took me out pretty quickly. But he has force push and the lightsaber throw as well. Alright, here we go. Oh crap, here comes Vader. It was at that moment that my soldier realized that his blaster didn't mean shit compared to Vader's lightsaber. Besides, Vader can throw his fucking lightsaber. Okay, so on the Rebel side, you get to control a couple of vehicles. Of course, everyone loves the X-Wing, so I had to go and run around and find an X-Wing. But once I found one to control, once again, I was not disappointed. The controls were just as smooth as they were when I was controlling the TIE Fighter. And come on, who doesn't want to control an X-Wing? I mean, they're like the baddest vehicles ever. And yeah, I was able to take out a few TIE Fighters, help out my buddies. I lasted a good little while with it, but like I said, you could control them very smoothly. The lasers work perfectly. You could fire missiles. You could close your wings to go a little faster. I was able to get close to the ground and still be able to swoop around. I really wanted to try out the speeder because I wanted to wrap my cable around a AT-AT, but I just never got the chance to try it out. Alright, my viewers, well, that is my review for Battlefront. I'm giving this game a 10 out of 10. I found nothing wrong with it. The graphics were beautiful. The movement was smooth. The vehicles were perfect. The gameplay was just awesome. I cannot wait for this to come out. I highly suggest everyone go and pick it up.